breakfast show on television inside Nigeria. My name is Winifred Gbegbo, and as you can see in the studio, I have with me a publisher and he's also a public affairs analyst, Dr. Austin.
Hello, Winifred. Been a while.
Nice
Nice to
having you in
see
the
you.
program, sir. It's been a long while. You abandoned me.
No, I can't abandon this student. I can't abandon you.
Good to
So we are
have
here today,
you.
and
Yeah,
a lot of
and
issues to look at, right?
so much to look at. But it's still on this Workers' Day yesterday, which was celebrated yesterday, and of course, papers are still on the issue because the stories are emanating from their work or their celebration yesterday. And as usual on the program, we start off with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Leadership says, amid dwindling revenues, Tinubu raises workers' hope for living wage. Amid dwindling revenues, Tinubu raises workers' hope for living wage. Says your fight will be my fight. No promises. Federal government states may not pay salaries from June. Obaseki wants, that is Edo State Governor. You can't speak for government, Labour tells Edo Governor. I'll take that again. Amid dwindling revenues, Tinubu raises workers' hope for living wage. Says your fight will be my fight. We don't want broken promises. Federal government states may not pay salaries from June. Obaseki wants. You can't speak for government, Labour tells Edo Governor. And of course, before we leave leadership, we will have to look at other stories on leadership newspaper. APC crisis, Adamu Omisore lack powers to expel me. Lookman. APC crisis, Adamu Omisore lack powers to expel me. Lookman. Manufacturers spent 76.7 billion naira on alternative power in 6 months. The light situation has been terrible in the country. At Osinbajo's book launch, Gowon lost current government. Ethylene Ozak takes noodle samples for investigation. Other people said, and yes, and still on leadership, 10th Senate, Akpabio meets PNB over ambition. Police invite Adamawa Rep Hudu over dramatic declaration. God won't allow anybody to tamper with Kano Emirates, that is a Ganduje. Of course, that story is also making cover. Some other people. If just first of all, we have to look at the editorial stand of leadership newspaper, which is our stand on page 3. Autumn's Pension Bill. Autumn's Pension Bill. That is what leadership is writing on as their editorial. Meanwhile, back page, we have Tuesday column with Ray Murphy. NDDC can Onoche board clean up the urgent stables. NDDC can Onoche board clean up the urgent stables. Minimum wage can no longer take workers to work and home. Atiku, you want to join Labour Party? That is on Ghana Must Go. It's to lighten and brighten your Tuesday. For more stories on leadership newspaper, just log on to their website www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move over to next papers. Of course, all the papers except one has similar stories. Vanguard says Mayday hot last minute looting, Labour tax Buhari. Mayday hot last minute looting, Labour tax Buhari. Indicts outgoing governors, ministers, orders. Insist on resisting further fuel price hike via subsidy removal. Tinubu promises salary increase, says I'll give you a living wage. NBA asks Tinubu orders to protect entrepreneurs, grow middle class. Nigerian workers deserve better treatment, and president. Resist anti-democratic forces, PDP tells workers. We will continue struggle to reclaim stolen mandates, Labour Party assures workers. And of course, on papers just like leadership and Vanguard and other papers as well, you have pictures of Labour workers' celebration yesterday. From Vanguard, we have Blueprint. Blueprint says Tinubu on Workers' Day, leadership will require tough, hard decisions, assures of living wage. Blueprint newspaper, suit against Tinubu on Workers' Day. Leadership will require tough, hard decisions, assures of living wage. Tells workers, I'm ready to fight your fight. Protect entrepreneurs, grow middle class, NBA tax Tinubu, governors elect. Workers' society's backbone, they read. NLC, TUC vow to resist anti-workers policies. So it's on page 6 of Blueprint newspaper. And of course, just above the workers' story day celebration yesterday, we have strike. Resident doctors demands ridiculous in Gige. Strike. Resident doctors demands ridiculous in Gige. Says they have option to leave the country. No apologies for my decision in trade disputes. That is in Gige on Blueprint newspaper this Tuesday in reply to the ultimatum given by Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors for impending strike. And it says resident doctors demands ridiculous. Says they have option to leave the country. No apologies for my decision in trade disputes. That is in Gige. And of course, we move over to the Guardian. The Guardian says workers demand better pay amid subsidy debt concerns. Workers demand better pay amid subsidy debt concerns. That's the leading story on the Guardian newspaper this Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. It's a fallout of a Workers' Day celebration yesterday, May 1st. And still on the Guardian says WHO issues alert as high risk season for meningitis orders set in. WHO issues alert as high risk season for meningitis orders set in. Stories on page 4 of the Guardian. Telecoms operators reject proposed supervision by NITDA. Telecoms operators reject proposed supervision by NITDA. Stakeholders hail youth hustling spirit, advocate innovation to curb unemployment. Stakeholders hail youth hustling spirit, advocate innovation to curb unemployment. NAFDA begins probe on safety of Indomie noodles today, says DG. NAFDA begins probe on safety of Indomie noodles today, says DG. New Emirate councils here to stay, Ganduje tells Fonkoso, the outgoing governor of Kano State. New Emirate councils here to stay, Ganduje tells Fonkoso. And for more stories on the Guardian newspaper, just log on to their website, www.guardian.ng. From the Guardian, we move over to the Nation. The Nation says this morning, pay rise coming for health workers, lecturers, others. Pay rise coming for health workers, lecturers, others. Funding captured in this year's budget, says federal government. President-elect promises living wage. Funding captured in this year's budget, says federal government. President-elect promises living wage. Highlights of the Workers' Day as captured by the Nation. Workers seek raise of retirement age to 65 years. ILO calls for social justice. Make monetary fiscal policies work. Buhari, we save small businesses during COVID-19. For more stories on that, you just log on to the website, the www.thenationonlineng.net. And still on the Nation newspaper, Ngige counters Obaseki over no cash to pay salary claim. Ngige counters Obaseki over no cash to pay salary claim. 1,350 more Nigerians leave Khartoum. 27 buses head for Port Sudan. And above Kano, still edition, the outgoing governor of Kano State. Kano Emirates have come to stay. Ganduje replies come for soon. And above the masthead of the Nation, we have Nigeria's forest reserves lose $1.82 billion. Inflows decline. Nigeria's forest reserves lose $1.82 billion. Inflows decline. Government officials suspended over alleged salary padding. Strike notice by resident doctors absurd, says Minister. Jam to release UTNE results today. And finally, on the Punch newspaper, that's the stories that have the same Workers' Day story. Tinubu promises tough decisions. NLC demands new retirement age. Tinubu promises tough decisions. Nigerian Labour Congress demands new retirement age. Labour recommends 65 years retirement age, 40-year length of service. President-elect seeks understanding, says hard decisions coming soon. And above the masthead of the punch, we have Nad Fumes as Ngige condemns doctors' entitlement mentality. Police DSS INEC joint panel invites suspended Adamawa rec. Subsidy salary payment unlikely after June, says Obaseki. Sudan, Egypt opens border for stranded Nigerians. Abuja traders petition IG over shopping complex demolition. Plans to scrap Kano New Emirates will fail. It's a story that has made
Yeah,
most
a lot of it.
papers today.
Yes,
They are giving it so much traction. Why is that so?
yeah. You know it's the media always like to play on situations that are contrary.
Yes.
You know, for and against.
Yes.
Ganduje, 8 years governor of
Kano State.
Kano State. You know, one of the highlights of his administration was that
Organized.
the Kano Emirates removed an emir,
Emir.
dethroned an emir, banished him from the kingdom, and replaced it with another member of the Kano royal family. A lot of people were not satisfied. It created a lot of polarization when it comes to the traditional institution in Kano. And Kwakwanso last week made some comment which suggested that his party,
Yes.
the NNPC, the
NNPP.
NNPP won the governorship seat.
Kano, yes. And it's a son-in-law.
Yes. So it is expected that, considering the political differences between Ganduje and Kwakwanso seems to have won that battle as a result of his ability to install his preferred candidate as
Finally.
governor of the state. He just gave a suggestion that, look, one of the most contentious issues of the outgoing governor of Kano State will be revisited. And power is transient, like we always say. After 8 years, Gandhi is going. And Gandhi has no choice but to say appealing to the supernatural, because he knows that it's a lame duck as it is. In the next 28 days, he's out of power. And a new government will come into the hands of affairs. It's the way of things. If he was sure that what he did was the right thing, he won't react violently.
Obviously, because
The
given
way
the
he-
fact that it was also the same purpose that also
Brought Sanusi to power.
exactly then
So
and of
everybody
course
wants.
he will take what he did for the successor, who happened to be his deputy governor at that time on top. I don't think any person
So it's the nature of power. And I think those who hold position of power, position of trust, know that power is you to another person. But whenever you're in power, if you're acted in accordance with the will, with the fear of God, whatever you do, you stand with them. Even when people criticize you, but between you and God, between your conscience, you did do the right thing. Did Gandhi do the right thing?
But then
Or was it politically motivated? Or because he hated one person, he wanted to compete? So,
the person involved now, have they taken his feelings into consideration if they have they want to return?
the point is that what I have, taking my time to look at,
Yeah.
issues surrounding it. Whether we accept it or not, Emir Sanusi was disgraced, banished out of his sent to Nasarawa to a small 3 bedroom flat. Somebody and sent out of his kingdom, told never to return. because of course they cannot be kings and simply small hamlets and not put that's what it was a coup. He was disgraced at the county. Like I said, it was rehabilitated by the Kaduna State government. But the days are headed with him. Will he be able to with the sentiment taken into consideration? He's coming back into power. He will cause more chaos, or will he assuage those who were off by the initial decision of the that's left to be seen. Left to be seen. But I believe that Kwakwanso made that statement, knows what he's talking about. He was put together. Is he actually going to carry it out? Is he going to dethrone the president again and restore the government? That's left to be seen.
No, I want to point out that when the politicians are doing this, they don't always time to carry out their decisions. You don't sometimes consider the effect, the potent effect of what they are doing. For instance, the organization of the Emirates. We all know that they have kind of whittled down the power of yes, Emir of Kano. Remember in those days when you hear of Emir of
Came
Kano,
with a lot of
it's yeah, one of the leading state traditional leaders in the country.
that is why yes.
First, one
Yeah.
tier, yes. When you have
When you look
to
at
ranking,
so kind of Sokoto,
Sokoto, yes, you have them.
look at
You have Kano.
it's
Yes.
number two.
Look at the Odo, the Oba, then you look at the Oba of Benin up to but
Yeah.
now, did you consider the fact that we just withhold that the power?
It felt the point is that is why I said it was his decision as a a lot of people read thought that
Of
that
course,
because he felt by the influence. Where Thomas governor who sought after if when it comes to economic issues, people are really talking out. His knowledge about having held being the government central bank was sought after. So Gandhi may have felt, look, this man is influenced.
no, he was
This
also criticizing the government
yes, of
of
the
Ghana and
with a lot of issues. You know, at
just
yeah,
thinking
yeah, he could, yes. And he said his mind wherever, and he didn't care
Adam was on this
what.
yes.
So that was in a way infuriated for establishment of Kano State, who
So
failed,
remember it was said that even felt Buhari was part of it, remember?
who failed,
They
who
tried
was
to deny
yes,
it.
yes. Buhari could have because Buhari had never said anything in relation to his
You know, he was criticizing the government.
yes.
Yes.
But ironically, even the Gandhi during the build up to February, what did you say about Buhari? Now, especially the Naira design, the state Naira
Yes.
design, he actually criticized
Of course, it's
Buhari, who many of them,
yes,
when some of us criticizing the Buhari, saw Buhari as the but at the end of the day, you know, politics has come this far. And Buhari performed those criticizing have been together. If Sanusi Lamido Sanusi criticizing Kenya is correct, his criticism was objective, was it? It has shown that he has is correct. Before 8 years of Buhari administration has brought us nothing but woe on that development. There's no sector of the Nigerian economy that Buhari's policy didn't destroy. Is it the economy? Is it inflation? Is it the exchange rate? We can go on and say, look, you know, the last 8 years has been terrible. We have not grown as a nation, but we have, you know, at times, are we going to progress? If people actually say we should do a reverse back to where Buhari met us.
It's not what the nation also captured. Nigeria's foreign reserves lose $1.82 billion.
And that is why which other
Far below what
which
they met.
I think is Vanguard,
Okay.
which is you cannot even explain that withdrawal. Vanguard is saying hot last minute looting.
There was a
So there is
memo that trended CBN payment for somebody at the last NEMA of about how many billion?
Well, it's the one I see such
This
story
Sudan
and as
evacuation.
journalist careful.
Kind
So,
of.
so everybody stopped. You don't know whether it was speaking or what was happening. And hopefully that it's not validated by the source. So, so as journalists, we conclusion about to be second. But the point remains that we have advanced. They should know. They are the government. They have yes,
Yeah.
they have people that can give them on their part. If we say hot last week, it is more an authentic story. You know, in every that's not like in Nigeria, so that make
Yes.
to see document,
Yes.
the government to explore, to steal,
Not
to
happening.
switch documents, to forge, and to perpetrate all kinds of. And I think that when they make this comment, I think that everybody.
No, you were
That is
just
why that 1.3 billion that dropped the economy and afforded that is we should pay attention to this. Where did that money come from? What was it used for? The other plan. We know it's not one trunk. It's not as if it shows various departments from the Federation of Trump and it has impact on our foreign reserve.
no, you just said, Doctor, you just spoke about Buhari's 8 years
His rule.
administration. Oh, okay, or my administration. And of course, we had the presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore reacted to Buhari's forgiveness
Really.
and he said no. And it was quite harsh, the way. And many people were like, in as much as yes, it's true, but Sowore also helped in bringing Buhari in 2015. Does that matter?
All of them should be apologizing to
But at
All,
least he
all of
found his
from
voice
the
to say, look
from
at
the
what your
from the
administration.
Buhari has apologized. Whether we accept the apology, Sowore should apologize, and the person they should be apologizing to before the rest of us is Jonathan, who they all funded at the all because he added whether about 15 naira to fuel price. They all gathered in Lagos in Jota and yeah, revolution now to occupy Nigeria season 1 and 2, which eventually led to Jonathan. I feel they should.
And the Chibok girls. Remember the Chibok girls? They are still there.
They are still there.
And
there's,
last week, Lai Mohammed said, "Oh, well, they have done their best. The incoming administration
should go and rescue the
exactly intensify effort to do this."
that is, it shows
I
you,
was like,
it
what?
shows you a government that is not willing to take responsibility for it.
Yes.
Irrespective of the fact that Buhari apologized, but at the end of the day, the apology means nothing
Nothing.
because you cannot apologize without restitution. You can't ask for forgiveness without penance, which they have not done. They are just mounting apologies. 80 years, you destroyed a country. The youth of this country were direct victims of your policies, as if the state is fighting a war against its own citizens. And somebody will still come on here and say what is the next administration going to do? However, like I said in a different forum, look, Tinubu said it is his turn. If it is his turn, I don't think anybody should give him any honeymoon. There's no honeymoon for him. Buhari had 8 years of honeymoon because nobody questioned him. He was an absolute, although in a democratic setting,
Yes.
he was an absolute leader. He did whatever he wanted to do. And this is where he has brought us to us. They won as Buhari hit the ground on May 29. Nigeria should put the torch on his bottom and ensure that
That is it.
because he asked for it, he has gotten it. So collectively as citizens, it is our responsibility to make sure we keep him on his toes to ensure that he delivers on his promises. He's not going to tell us. If you look at one of the statements he made on Labor Day, he said,
No, we are going to come to
yes,
that. We've
yes,
not really discussed it. I just want us to discuss everything level
yes.
in the second, sorry, the second
Se-
segment
se-
of the
se-
program.
se- But
We
the
are going
point,
to look
yeah,
at
the
the
point is that the administration of Buhari has failed, rendering us, telling us apology without restitution is of no value to everybody. We should now look on to the next administration, and the next administration should whatever guide in order to give the evidence for the fact that when you file a file for 7,000, when the exchange rate was $195, I can't mention this that
thank you so much. Let's just go on a break. Oh, of activation and the workers celebration. What are the marks and the reaction to the
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Yes, you're welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Inside Nigeria, where we review and discuss front page newspapers every day. And my name is Winifred People, and with me in the studio is a publisher, also a public affairs analyst, Dr. Austin Mabo. Thank you so much once again.
yeah, thanks to you.
Yes, this second segment of the program, I want to look at workers' demands. Yesterday was May Day, that is Workers' Day. And of course, yesterday they had so many demands, and which papers are leading with today. And the point says Tinubu promises tough decisions as the NLC demands new retirement age, 65 years retirement age, 40-year length of service. They are demanding pay amid subsidy and debt, while the president-elect Tinubu raises hope, workers hope for living good. So what do you see in all this? Robbers, sorry, I said robbers, workers making demand at this critical point in time.
See, workers need to make the money because the wage an average worker takes to work cannot be. In fact, an average worker's living standard has so much diminished that that 30,000 minimum wage is equivalent to just about $50. That's the reality.
A month.
$50. $50 in a month. That's the reality. When you compare, you look at when this administration came into power and look at what is playing out now. In 2015, a bag of rice was about 7,000. In other words, an average worker was earning 18,000 as his minimum wage would afford to buy 2 bags of rice and still have some change in his pocket. But today, minimum wage 30,000 cannot even buy you 1 bag of rice. You now look at the rate of inflation, which has been at double-digit at least in the last 4 years.
Yes.
The last time we looked at inflation, it was 22.4%, which means the value of the money you are carrying can only, if we make the joke about a basket of naira buying a handful of goods. That's the reality. And under these circumstances, what should the average worker do? His life has been devalued as a result of the complete erosion of the value of what he earns as salary from the government, which cannot meet his basic requirement as a citizen. So that is why we will say that within the civil service itself, corruption is right because of the meager fee and average worker. I will now look at the president-elect. That is an irony these days. Workers' Day before now, we focus on the speech of Mr. President. But Mr. President, as you know, is leaving office in the next 28 days. He has practically become a lame duck president. All the papers didn't focus on what Buhari had to say or the message he had to give through the secretary to the government of the federation. Nobody is interested. We are looking forward. What does the incoming Bola Tinubu have for workers? And he laid out his plan. He said, I will fight with you. I will be with you. I will ensure that your wages take you home. He raised the hopes of the worker. By the end of his speech, he equally sounded a note of warning that tough decisions workers will stop it. You can't give hope. You can't give hope.
But it sounds
You want
ominous.
And in another breath, you take back the hope. You drop aluminium for burden that look, something is wrong. What's it going to do? Increase the workers' wages to 100,000, minimum wage to 100,000. That's what we expect. They now ask the question, where will the funding come from? How will he be able to raise the money to fund an increase in workers' take-home? Is he going to sustain the current workforce of the federal government, or is he going to implement some critical reports like the Rosai report, which has asked for measures streamlining, downsizing? Will he have the guts to do that? Whereas other administration before him, from Jonathan, who instituted the report, to Buhari, failed to implement that report.
He shied away from it.
Or possibly they shied away from it as a result of the fallout of the socio-political consequences of releasing such a large workforce of unemployed citizens into an unemployment market that is already overflowing. So, in taking tough decision, if he can serve a lot of money, that he's going to take it's a tough decision. But where is the tough decision that is going to take? In what respect is he contemplating that tough decision? Has he considered the
That cannot be different from what you're
yes.
at.
Has he considered the socio-political implication of such tough decision and how labor itself will react to it? So there's a lot of questions. Like I said, I always say that when, as a politician, you are seeking for office, you make promises, you speak a flowery language, you speak in poetry. But when it comes to actual governance, you may find yourself you may find out that while you were outside, it's not the same. What you saw from the outside is not the reality. So he need to make some tough decision in order to put the country, on a pedestal approach. He need to make tough decision. And there's the big elephant in the room, which is removal of subsidies to free up funds for developmental purposes, or even to fund increase in wages. Will he have the guts? the Buhari
Oh yes, he
administration.
has, because during I monitor some of his campaigns, he wasted no time. That is one thing I can say for the president, and he was at every forum campaigning that he was going to remove fuel subsidy. He said, "We like why to protest? To I know I'm going to do it."
But we know
That
that
I've seen, he has said himself consequently.
in 2014, he was one of those that led the charge against removal of fuel subsidy.
He was not part of the government. He's part of.
He was not part of the government, but he funded the protest of Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying. He was no partner, so you can do
So-
with something that you are not part of. But APC, he is part of.
So whatever shape or form this administration is going to take, we should not be overly optimistic. I see a lot of Buhari has created a lot of problems.
Oh yes, that
And
is
of
what
course,
Punch editorial
whatever
is saying today. He said Buhari is setting, laying so many booby traps.
booby trap and one of the
Booby
biggest
traps
yes
for
one of the biggest booby trap he has laid for the incoming administration is on the issue of removal of fuel subsidy. Buhari
Punch
consistent,
editorial today says Buhari lays booby traps for incoming government.
and one of the most contentious, the biggest of all the booby trap have to do with,
Subsidy.
it has to do with fuel subsidy. Buhari promulgated or signed into law a petroleum, a PI Act,
Yes.
Petroleum Industry Act, but he has not been able to implement the critical part of
Subsidy.
subsidy removal and boosting investment, especially in the downstream sector, making Nigeria as a country self-sufficient in petroleum products. We are still importation is almost 100%. Revamping the refinery fail at this time. So much money has been voted for turnaround maintenance of our major refinery, but none of them is even producing a liter of fuel. He promised to build new
And
refineries.
say workers collecting money.
Yes. He promised to build new refineries. None. He didn't build one. The new refinery. So these are the issues. The incoming administration
And
will
the
be confronted
workers are already saying that they should not remove fuel subsidy, they should repair.
the refinery.
So it's
You
going
know,
to be another head.
there are conditions. Like I have always believed that when you want to take, especially in a complex society like ours, if you are saying you want to remove fuel subsidy, what measures are you putting in place to make Nigeria self-sufficient in fuel supply? Apart from that additional burden you are putting on Nigeria to pay more for. I think one of the things, condition precedent, what have you done? What is the preparation you put in place before the removal of fuel subsidy? And one of those things people feel that must be done is one, let all your refineries be open. Let us as a nation actually know what we are consuming in terms of refined products. Nobody knows. You know, the whole it's obfuscated, it's opaque, and it is the heart of corruption in Nigeria. Those issues have not been addressed. When you talk about fuel subsidy or what they cleverly at times call under the topic,
No, that was what the government was calling it at the first. They didn't want to call it subsidy. It was when they couldn't.
And successively, at the point they put out that they have removed subsidy.
Yes.
So the government has not been truthful to us as citizens, and that's where the problem lies. You know, the incoming administration may be giving the benefit of the doubt, but Nigerians over time have grown suspicious of leaders who come, talk with flowering language, put them to calmness and find themselves. So there's no doubt, following the Punch editorial book, the incoming administration or the Buhari administration seems to be laying booby traps for the incoming administration. I think the biggest booby trap of all is this issue of subsidy.
You know, the governor of the Kaduna State, Madam Nancy, I did say that even before the elections you report and won, that the next administration is not going to have it easy, that especially in the first 2-3 years. What's your saying that? Because that seems to what is playing out now.
They are not going to find it. They are not in all ramifications.
Because we are having a situation whereby now the president doctor they are already threatening strike and giving the remarks of the labor minister Ngige, if they are not ready to play any ball. So since they are going to
Those,
leave them in
those,
the incoming government. They will have to contend with strike by doctors. All the hospitals are going to be
shut down.
shut down. Then workers, when you remove subsidy because they are postponing it for the incoming administration, workers too are also going to down tools. So what is going to happen?
So it's not going to be funny.
Filling stations are not going to be selling.
It's not going to be funny. The point is that is why I said, look, for Tinubu, it has gone beyond it's my turn. You said it's your turn. Now you've got to be that. What are you going to do? The outgoing administration is not helping you anymore. The external reserve is being depleted. So where are the funds that you are going to rely on to run successful administration? So there are a lot of problems, whether it's the issue of corruption, whether it is of most important, constitutionally we say the safety, security, well-being of the citizens is the primary responsibility or function of government. It's my well-being that matters.
Yes.
My economic well-being and my security as a citizen. And where government fails, primarily to provide security, economic well-being, there will be crisis. There can be revolution.
We also have
Like
security issues too.
Yes.
That incoming administration is also
has
going
to deal with it. It's just like I said in another forum that we see for a revolution have been sown in Nigeria as exemplified by the February general election. If you take your time and you are a social scientist, you study what happened during the general election in February, you should know that Nigerians are disenchanted.
very, very.
They are disgruntled.
Like I just
They
came
are
to this
happy.
meeting. That's
They are
the
sad.
what I said.
So they are prime.
Mm.
They are ripe for a revolution. And if the incoming administration gets it wrong, you will be disbanded. And the country will conflagrate. There's an army of youth in Nigeria. Those who have the opportunity to jackpot out of Nigeria have jackpot. Those who don't have that same opportunity to run out of the country, they are here with us. And I'm sure they want this country to work. And by the event, why I say the seed of revolution has been planted in Nigeria is because from what happened in the last election, you know that they want a change. They want a better Nigeria. They are tired with this rigmarole, this back and forth, this same set of leaders that has held us in captivity since 1999, the dawn of democracy. Nigeria, every year, every successive government has been worse than the previous.
Yes.
We can't continue in that settlement. If Tinubu doesn't put measures in place, to address the critical issue of the economic well-being of the city, we're going to be. We will not pray for it. We may have a Sudan in the next.
Just sincerely hope so. And this last minute contract award, how do you relate to that?
How do I relate to that? It's time. People are just looking for.
You just have like how many days you mentioned, and you're still giving
giving
that
that contract. You don't be surprised by
this part of the pulpit traps.
So tomorrow, when the Federal Executive Council they will pay award contract. This is an administration that came on with the plan or what you call a major plan of the Buhari administration of the fight corruption. But
It came in with so much goodwill. Like
so
2015, people
goodwill
said no, they needed change.
because he sold the message of change, message of hope. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is selling the message of renewal. We never have to, so there's no renewal of that hope. So, which means he may have to recalibrate his message. His message will actually be that where is that paper? Tough times ahead.
Tough times ahead.
Let the message be that in the
Promises,
next 4 years you are going to face tough times. but you should be able to,
Raise up.
when you tell somebody that is going to suffer, maybe for 1 year, for 2 years, and at the end of that period of suffering, there's light in the tunnel. You are leading him to a place where the suffering will end. That is reasonable. But as it is now, we just sit down and we are watching, hoping that, we'll give the incoming administration all the support we can, because we are all stakeholders in this country.
Yes.
Nobody wants this country to burn. But like I said, the country will burn if Tinubu fails, to rescue us from the last 8 years, which he is part of those that foisted the Buhari administration on us.
Yeah, we just sincerely hope so. We can only hope. That's what we have as Nigerians. So, viewers, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I look forward to having you same time next week. So, viewers, this is where we end today's podcast of Inside Nigeria. Don't forget, same time, same station tomorrow is another day. And we'll see you. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.